Hey guys, it's me Dave from the Kodo back with another Minecraft tutorial. As you can see in the background, I have a lot of stuff laid out, and it looks like we're going to be doing some Thaumcraft here. I made a video previously about how to discover all the aspects very quickly with the minimal amount of effort for Thaumcraft 4.0, but this is for 4.2. So I'm going to go through the process to get all of those aspects. And if you look in your Thaumonomicon, you can see aspects of magic. You can see the primal aspects. You start out with all the primal aspects, but we're going to fill this up with all the rest. Most of these items are relatively easy to obtain. There's only 3 that we actually have to do research for, but the rest of the objects, as long as you've been to the Nether, you should be good. So let's start this off right away. Before we get into the main line, which you're going to want to do this row in the order that I do it in. This row in the back you can do in any order, but remember this order you want to do in the order that I do it. So we're going to start off by combining Aqua and Terra to get Victus. It's one of the prerequisites for a lot of things, and it's just easier to get if you you research it in the table. And since we're in here, we're going to do Air and Aqua to get Tempest, the weather. No real easy way to scan the weather, so just combine that in the research table right away to get those 2 right off the bat. Then we're going to start with the torch for Lux. Move on over to coal ore for Potentia. Petenia. I'm not going to be able to say any of these, so don't expect my Latin to be good or whatnot. Coal ore or just regular coal will work for this. And you'll see that there are some other things in there as well, but we're doing in this order that we can get all the stuff that we need and all the prerequisites. Next we're going to move on to a grass block. And like I said, most of these things are going to be easy to get relatively early game. Trap door is going to be next for a couple of them. Motus and Arbor. The next one is actually a chest, not what's in. There's nothing in my chest here. We want just the chest, or a bowl will work as well. And this will get us Vacuos. The glass block we're going to move on to next. So the next one, there is a way to research the 2 pieces you need, Mortus and Precantatio. But the easiest way is just to make a potion of weakness. That one, just make, it should be relatively easy to get early on. And you can learn that real quick. Mortis and Precantatio right there. Let's just pop that back in there. So next we're going to move on over to the chicken. For a couple of them there. Oops. And then moving on to soul sand. There's a couple here. Alternatively, you can do a skeleton skull or a zombie head or amber in place of soul sand. Next is paper, which is very easy to get early on. Get a bunch of things for that. And then we're going to move on to rotten flesh. Coming down to the wire here of the last 3, we're going to do wheat for Famis and Macis. That can also be gotten, you can get that from bread, an apple, carrot, potato, that kind of thing. Next we're going to do flint for instrumentum. And then lastly we're going to do obsidian for tenebrae. So like I said, this row right here you want to do in this order so that you get all the prerequisites that are required for all of these guys. So let me jump in here. And you can see that my list of aspects is starting to grow. Now if we head over here, this grouping you can do in any order. It does not matter. So we're going to want to do bone meal to get census. The guide I was looking at was saying a flour, but bone meal is what we're going to want for that. Next we're going to move on to wool. And like I said, these can be done in any order. They don't need to be done in this order. This row can. A spider eye for Venenum. It also has census in it, so instead of, you can skip the bone meal and jump right to the spider eye. And actually that needs to be ice, not snow. My mistake. So just make some ice, and then you should be good there. A milk bucket is what we're going to move on to next. And the milk bucket obviously has a lot, but what we're looking for is Sano. Any of the hose for the next one, and that is Mato. Next is Perfodio, which is any pickaxe. I just used a wooden one because it's the cheapest to make. And then an arrow, easy to make, easy to find. They're shot at you constantly. The next one is leather, or any type of armor will work for this as well. Oops. And what we're looking for there is the tutamen. Next we're going to move on to a hopper. The hopper or cinnabar ore will work for permutatio. The fence gate is going to give us a couple of them. Machina and iter. Iron ore or an iron ingot will work for metallum. Gold ore or a gold ingot will work for lucrum. And the next one we're going to work on is a zombie or a skeleton will work for this. And what we wanted was that skull there, Exanimus. Next is an ender pearl, and hopefully I can throw that down without throwing it. So ender pearl. And like I said, these things are easy to come by in the world early on. Move on to a slime ball. And tainted goo. Now the tainted goo you'll have to go searching for to find the taint and kill one of those monsters, like the tentacles. That also has the gellum in it, which you get from the slime ball. So you could skip that if you wanted to. Lastly is any type of essence. You get these from killing the wisps. What we're looking for there is the aurum, that's that sun-looking thing. Any one of those, any aspect will give you that, plus whatever the other aspect is in there. So that was the water. Just a quick tip is when you have the ability to, and you can get down to bedrock, scan bedrock because it has a ton of useful points in there for you. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Like I said, do this top row, the first row we did, in the order that we did it. This back row you can do in any order after you've done. I would do this one first so that you have all the prerequisites for doing all of these, and these can be done in any order. So hopefully this was helpful to you. Just an update to my Thaumcraft 4.0 aspect discovery with a 4.2. There's a couple of changes, but for the most part it's pretty much the same. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, leave a comment in the comment section, give me a like, and check out my channel for some more tips, tricks, guides, tutorials, LPs, everything gaming related. And like always guys, good luck and have fun.